2, 3. Satisfying, not overly dramatic. Anyways, yeah, a little bit late this week. Doctor's appointments, World War III, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? And the other thing was, this was the one that required the most research because there's the most inside jokes. I talk about it on there. And I'll tell you, if you have any interest in Hawkwind or even the 70s underground, definitely pick up Joe Banks' Hawkwind, Days of the Underground. I always put antic there. Sorry about that. Anyways, it's a wonderful book. Anything that Stranger Tractor Press puts out is going to be amazing, I think. And I think everybody will agree with me on that. So, that's it. Don't want to ramble too much. And I'll see you later. Take care. Bye. I could talk about just how much I love these news, but yeah, you've heard that before. So yeah, this was took a while to do. This was a strip that actually took the most research, and as I said in the introduction, yeah, that's all down to the book. So I would highly recommend the book. And I briefly toyed with the idea of adding the page numbers, explaining the jokes, but I don't know. I like doing it for the heads. Like, if you're interested, you'll look it up. If not, no harm, no foul, you know it. So, yeah, I think that's a good way to leave it. You know, what is it? A joke that needs to be explained isn't that funny? Of course, I'm not sure if this gag is supposed to be ha-ha funny, but yeah. This one's for the heads. If you read Head Heritage, you'll figure that out. I do like the fact that, you know, doing all that research allowed me to do stuff like Lemmy's t-shirt, what color it should be, all that type of thing. That was good. And once again, this sign painting brush, this lettering brush, oh my god, it's worth its weight in gold. So much fun. And now that I'm watching this footage, I'm pretty sure I forgot to put the seam on Lemmy's right sleeve. So if you're looking at the finished comic, yeah, there are repercussions. And I really like the owl turned out. I think I talked about this in a previous strip, but you know, the owl on the kelp bed, like, you know, our bed usually is much younger, and I envisioned him as much younger, but I think you can see the influence of too many Disney films at the drive-in when I was a kid. And I'm kind of hoping to get that fluidity into Lemmy. Not quite there yet. He's still kind of stiff. Chico's definitely getting there, and the owls. The owl I'm happy with. Been struggling with it for a while to get that type of dynamicism into them. Such a hardship. But yeah, Chico, he still needs a little bit more work there in the character design, but we're starting to get into like kind of the fluidity. And it's strange doing this because there's a lot of watching like classic cartoons and that type of thing, and that visual vocabulary, and then looking at actual animals, which somebody get my fainting couch. I know, such a hard life, but makes for an interesting proposition. But yeah, you can see that stiffness in the pose when you go straight from Lemmy to Chico there. What do you do for fun? I like to draw talking animals that have an orgone accumulator. And I went with the Viridian because I knew in this week's I was going to experiment more with inking over the finished project, which at first I was resistant to because I wanted it to be consistent throughout, and if you do heavy rendering on the background, that dichotomy with little rendering at all on the main characters, I wasn't sure how that would play out, but you know what, I enjoyed it. Grab a left-handed cigarette, listen to a podcast, and sit there and render. But yeah, that's why I went with the Viridian, because I knew there was going to be a lot of black ink work over the top of it, so even though it's not a darker color, I knew it would become darker with that added layer. Which is making this all sound like it's a lot more premeditated than it is, but not really. Oh my god, I think I make broccoli trees. I'm gonna have to look at how not to paint broccoli trees. But yeah, so as I reclaim a more regular schedule, when we're not on the brink of World War III and I'm not doing doctor's appointments all the time, I think there's going to be more rendering going on because I really do. I like pen and ink to begin with, and I think pen and ink combined with watercolor is a really beautiful thing. That and it's just so much fun to do, so. And I enjoy inking over watercolors because it's almost a way of letting your subconscious decide where everything will go. Because, watercolor is not gouache. It's not going to lay down evenly. So watercolor kind of assists you in achieving that randomness and unity that you're always looking for, and that's such a hard thing to pull off. I mean, there's people that pull it off naturally, but for the rest of us idiots, we gotta work at these things, so yeah, I really enjoy that, so probably do a lot more. Deep thoughts with talking animals. I'm gonna have to do more research into white balancing as well, because I'm not saying I'm not getting better at it, but you can definitely tell the jump between days there, even though I did my best at my limited knowledge of white balancing. I think color balancing is akin to mastering on audio projects. Like, when it comes to mastering, that's like black box technology to me. Yeah, watercolor confection. I love those cheap little sets. And Chico's orgone accumulator. Good enough for burros, good enough for talking animals. And I tried to make it this time so you could see more of the color mixing. So hopefully that worked. And we should be coming to the end. So thank you guys. Love y'all. Especially thanks for putting up with my crap. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Love you. Bye.